Hey, hey, hey. Welcome, welcome. Welcome to Wellness and Lifestyles with Nurse Chris,
And D.
where we focus on health for the mind, body, and soul for the young and the young at heart. They might not have heard that pop with this enhanced sound reduction on here, so we'll see. Hey, hey, hey. Give you guys a few minutes to get on. Hey, Victoria, how you been? It's on. We can see everything.
I'm just seeing the temperature, sweetie.
Hot in the bin.
88, 98.
88 degrees.
Real feel 98.
It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon here.
So it's 12 midnight here, most places.
Eastern Standard Time. Mountain Time, it would be 11 p.m. or 11:09. And then the Pacific Time, guess it would be like 9:09.
Let us know if y'all can hear us.
They can hear
We
us,
gonna do this one without a mic.
Mm-hmm,
Chris don't like me asking nobody nothing. You hear me?
They
Information
can hear us.
directly from her, and that's it.
They can hear us. I'm sure they can. They just, we just don't got that crisp sign without the mics. Hey, Katina, thank you for being the Nurse Chris supporter. Hey, Miss Lynn.
Katina, you've been very consistent, and I just want to acknowledge that I see you, boo.
Hey, May. I missed you, Katina, on that Zoom meeting the other night. You probably was busy.
Somebody sent you a message that they couldn't see the thing to accept it.
I'm not sure. What do you mean? I didn't get that message. Let me know if you see something like that so I can address it. Hey, Felicia. Bye, Felicia. Hey, Cheryl. Watching from Missouri. Hope you staying warm.
Oh, yeah. This gonna be a tile show and everything.
Woo!
That's how you do it. You dab.
Mm-hmm. Dave said, yes, we can hear you, ladies. Hey, Latricia.
Hey, hey.
Good to see you. Good to see ya. You say you having hot flashes too. It's something called, you can get a Mino, it's a gummy, that can help, or you can get something called Shatavari, that may help. Just straight up black cohosh may potentially help. What's up?
What was the other thing I was taking before I switched up?
Estroven with a V,
Estroven.
not a G, which has black cohosh in it, and a couple other things. Yes, yes.
Throwing the kitchen sink at it, honey.
Mm-hmm.
Even with the wind blowing, it's still just hot.
Hot, 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 hot. It's good to see y'all on here tonight. Thanks for joining.
Latricia wants some of the heat.
For real, we can't complain.
They said over here it go from non-rainy season to rainy season, and then from rainy season right back to non-rainy. So it's not like a gradual heat increase. It's just all or nothing.
Mm-hmm. What's up to you?
Well, I was just gonna do it like this, not move nothing, change nothing.
You say it be hot at night. Where you at, Rhonda? Hey, Bobby. Hey, Deborah. Katina said she keep her fan on her.
I have this one, guys.
Hey, Annie.
Y'all seen them advertising this little bad boy? But it's too loud for the video.
And it's loud, period.
So listen, this is setting number 1.
They may not hear with the enhancer thing on.
So this is when we not on video.
It's loud.
Just
Hear it coming. But at least she keeping cooler, I guess. That wind feeling good right now.
So getting into the topic, because it's late and, it's late. But let's just get into it. So piggybacking off of yesterday, let's talk about manipulators, okay? That way, we can recognize them when we see them and treat them accordingly, right? Now, sometimes it's just a casual acquaintance. Thank you so much. Sometimes it's your friends, sometimes it's your family, sometimes it's associates, sometimes it's your coworkers. But at the end of the day, some of these people that we're overextending ourselves to have basically manipulated us into feeling like we're obligated to do, right? And so this is adding on to yesterday's topic of not putting ourselves first and doing for others. Well, sometimes we're doing for people who really don't deserve us to extend ourselves to the degree that we're extending, right? So, do y'all see these little cups right here?
No, they can't see it.
I can't really see them.
I have to point it downward for it to be shown. But what's your, you want to talk about your point? Or?
Well, just, you got to show the cups, though.
Okay.
So, you,
Oh, go ahead, honey. Sorry. Uh-oh. Go ahead.
So do you remember when you see the people out at the tables and they play the little game where they keep switching the cups around and around? That's a thimble rigger is what that's called. And so this game is a sleight of hand game, right? And this game that they play is used to swindle people. So my point, go ahead and switch it around. My point in saying that is manipulators are thimble riggers. Manipulators are exploiters. They pull your strings. They users. They connivers. They maneuver things. They puppet masters. They're operators. So we need to be able to know the tools that they use to convince us to do too much, give our last, forsake ourselves, right? So, a manipulator is someone who controls others to get what they want or need, and they usually use something that's like an unfair tactic or they're dishonest in order to get you to move the way they need you to move. So, manipulators are good at reading others' emotions. And once they read your emotion, they use it to their advantage to take advantage. So let's get into the signs of a manipulator. They give excessive attention in the beginning. They give excessive love if it's a romantic relationship. Or they give you excessive flattery. They apply pressure in a sense of it's time sensitive. They need you to do it right now. And that's in order not to give you a chance to think through what it is they need you to do and to see through what it is that they saying or not saying, right? Manipulators are gaslighters. So, gaslighters make you question your own reality and make you doubt yourself. Then, some manipulators love bomb you. They get you isolated from your friends and family so that they can't be like, that ain't making no sense. And then you loving the attention so much that you stop paying attention. Another thing manipulators do, they blame you, right? So they doing something wrong. They flip the script, try to convince you that you wrong. Another tactic that they use is called location advantage. So you ever see somebody you know relocate, but they just met the person? By having you change your location, that's got you off balance. That's making you need them because you just moved to where they are. So now they have like the upper hand. Then, of course, you have emotional manipulators. They insist that things that you know are happening aren't happening. So they undermine your intelligence, your confidence, and again, have you all confused and discombobulated. And some of us don't want to see it because it's your kid that's an adult. It might be your mama, right? So they're masterminds at getting what they need at any cost and to the detriment of you kind of people. So these are things that they do to make you feel obligated. They make you feel guilty. So they'll take a situation and change it or skew it, and then they become the victim. They keep reminding you of the past. So forget the fact of what's currently going on and what they're currently doing or not deserving. They keep taking you back down memory lane to give you that nostalgic feeling or make you feel like if I don't do it, I might lose it, right? Again, they encourage you to doubt yourself. They complain a lot. Nothing's good. Everything's bad. Woe is them. Meanwhile, you're the savior. You're the fixer. It's your responsibility to make everything right. They get angry and then they make a scene. But most of us don't like conflict. Most of us don't want to be involved in drama. So that's forcing you to comply because you just want to de-escalate the foolishness. But they're intentionally making a scene or cussing or talking loud and getting other people involved and making other people look to make you surrender to what it is they need you to do. They compare you to others. Well, such and such would do it. Well, let such and such do it. They charm you. Again, showering you with all the compliments. It's nice to get a compliment, but not if they only giving it to you to then later require something else. So it's not genuine. They give you ultimatums. Sometimes they even threaten to harm themselves. Over and over again, and you never know if they really gonna do it or not. So you feel like you have to do it to save their life. And they don't even intend on hurting themselves, but that's how deep it can get sometimes. To coerce you into doing something you know you don't want to do it, or you shouldn't do it, or you done told yourself, I'm not going to do it next time they call. So then they start pulling out all these different mechanisms to force you, again, to do what it is they need you to do.
Misty says, you have no friends. You have no friends. No one cares about you but me. Why are you existing? What are you existing for? They mentally break you.
Yes. So, being kind is not an automatic red flag of a manipulator. But there's some manipulators, you know, they say you get more, what is it? You get more sugar. I can't even think
You
of
get more bees with honey?
Yeah, you get more bees with honey. So some of them is smooth with it. So we did an episode,
I think I'm saying it wrong.
like last summer, they'll tell us the overlay for the underlay. Some people are being kind first so that they can, again, require more of you later. Manipulators are quick to spot your weakness. They figure out where you weak at or where you lacking at, and then they use it against you. They persuade you to give up something important so that later on you're relying upon them. Sometimes manipulators use exaggeration or generalization when they're talking in order to, again, confuse you. You don't know up is up and down is down and everything's twisted about, right? So they'll say stuff like, no one has ever loved me. You just don't understand when you do understand. I don't have the kind of money you got. Right? So Sometimes they use cruel humor. So they jabbing at you, they stabbing at you, they poking at you. Because manipulators generally are also narcissists. They the smartest at everything, they the best at everything. Meanwhile, they need to chop you down and make you less. Then you got the manipulators that's passive aggressive.
Not good.
So those are the subtle. You might not see it for what it is, because again, they smooth with it. And they don't show you the anger. They just undermine you as a person. Another thing manipulators do, social bullying. They get other people involved, make other people feel like they need to choose a side. They tell lies and spread rumors to other people to make you look bad, make people distance themselves from you, and then when you see everybody else congregating, you left out. Of course, if you ain't paying attention to the bull, you might second guess, well, damn, maybe it is me. Maybe I did do something, right? But you got to remember, a manipulator is constantly distorting the truth, constantly making you second guess your own reality. They use guilt and sympathy to get you to do what they need you to do. We know people who truly lost a loved one and truly was grieving. But we know people who stay grieving because of all the attention that it gives. And if you ever healed, then maybe your kids would move on. Maybe your kids wouldn't call you every day, so you stay stuck to entrap others. That's manipulative, right?
Sad.
So you got to remember, sometimes they're recruiting others so that there's a gang of people against you. And the people that are being recruited don't realize they're being recruited, right? Because they're the chosen one right now. They getting all the attention you used to get. They're getting the meals and the whatevers. So they're being bought, again, to team up. So sometimes they come in packs, right? A manipulator is in constant judgment of you. Something's always wrong. You can't do enough. Because again, they got to knock you down a peg.
Mm-hmm. Miss Mwink, I think she talked about love bombing, and yeah, I think you came on after that.
Yeah, absolutely. They love bombing.
Misty said, calls me names daily. So sad.
So, you are more likely to be manipulated if you have these specific characteristics we're about to talk about, okay? You a people pleaser. So, you like to make other people happy. That's the perfect situation for a manipulator. They're going to use your kindness against you, right? They're going to make your kindness weakness. If you seek the approval of others, well, what they saying, well, what they doing, well, what they think about me, you're going to open yourself up.
Set yourself up
to possibly be manipulated, right? If you the type of person that says yes, but not just that, if you say yes even when you want to say no, which is a difference, right? If you are the type of person that wants to see the best in everybody, give them a chance. Maybe. Because, of course, you want the interaction, don't you? But do you want it at any cost? People who want to be in relationship, no matter the cost. You want to fellowship, no matter you being hurt, you being rumor milled, you being dogged out. No matter what, you want to unconditionally love and give your all because of how they used to be or what you thought they were. So no matter what, you're going to stick and stay. So you're going to get ran over because some of us don't know how to cut it, don't know how to remove. And remember, everything's seasonal. Relationships as well. So you can't get to a point where you get comfortable being treated bad, no matter who it is. So what do we got to do? We got to go back to the basics. We got to trust our gut. You got to trust your intuition. You got to call a thing, and once you realize the thing is a thing, you need to put that thing where it needs to be. Not everybody deserves to breathe your air. We have to set boundaries. And we have to stop oversharing. I realize that some people are talking to me just to gain information. And then they're going to take that same information and try to hurt me with it, manipulate me with it, use it against me, spin the story. Part of it I did say and is true. Then they're going to add a bunch of bull to it, blow it up into something else. So, in the beginning, everything seems great. Everyone seems nice. You're the open book, and they just collecting data. Bringing up something you mentioned one time, or an old memory or something, and you just like, ooh, I wish I hadn't said that. Ooh, I wish I hadn't told that person. Ooh, I wish I... And it's not that you want to be secretive, but some stuff ain't nobody's business. We've lived here almost a year, and I'm going to just give this as an example. We on here with y'all. Y'all are almost 30,000 strong, and guess what? They don't know nothing about it, because it ain't none of their business. We don't want them to tune into the show. We don't need the 10 of them to be 10 most followers.
Or validators.
Because they would be in our business.
Mm-hmm.
How they do what they do, how they live, what difference do it make? Am I asking you how you able to do what you're doing? So, some people are too concerned about your business because they need to utilize that information.
It's making your homework.
Hey, in some kind of way, right? But it's bull. Bull. That was just the person who hurt Doug. And I don't go over there no more. So now every time you walk by, you just want to say something random. But you didn't unveil yourself. I see you now. I can't, right? So, some of them, you got to set the boundary. You got to distance. You got to slow down. You got to say no. And some of them, you got to cut it off. You got to have a wake. You got to have a funeral for them because they need not have direct access to you. So, update. Doug got invited to the next dinner. So those of you who know that Doug got left out, Doug decided to go to the property owner and straight up ask, why was he left out? And they gave 3, what I call excuses. First, they was like, oh, well, it wasn't my party. It just happened to be at my house. So then Doug said, well, whose party was it? And then they told him whose party it was. And then they said, well, maybe they only wanted the Dutch people to be there. Y'all, only one of the 6 people is Dutch. So how is it just a Dutch gathering? That's the second lie. Then they hit him with, oh, it was just an oversight. So they didn't mean to leave him out. So that same day they was having another dinner. So she says, well, come tonight. Doug said, no, I'm good. Then the guy who supposedly coordinated everything now all of a sudden, the one who was at our house, the atheist who had never felt God until he had dinner at our house New Year's Day, but now we don't get invited, right? He walks over to Doug's house and says, oh, come to dinner tonight. We're having chicken and this and that. And Doug was like, no, I'm good. Because again, you've shown how you guys really are. When we were feeding out of love. Y'all feeding out of spite or trying to make somebody feel whatever the reason they doing it is not authentic or genuine. Because if it was, they would have been doing it. So we recognize it for what it is. We can't change what's already happened as far as us being and doing how we were. But what we can do is learn from the experience. And it's not to say don't talk to nobody, don't trust nobody, don't whatever. But again, when their energy shift, don't second guess you. Don't you take on ownership for their garbage or their lack of awareness or knowledge. And at the end of the day, the way that I'm able to be around people who make different incomes, more than me, the same as me, less than me. The way that I'm able to be around people with different religions, the way that I'm able to be around people of different ethnicities, nationalities, races, is because I start everybody off as a human being, right? When I'm talking to people, I don't go, oh, they're black, oh, they're white, oh, they're Filipino. Of course I see it, because I hate when people say they don't see race. That's a lie. You can see it, you're just not supposed to prejudge based off of it. Okay? My Filipino friends over here, they watch a lot of TV. They watch a lot of American TV. And they were honest. They said when they see black people on TV, it's usually a negative, bad, effed up image. But then they said, but in their real life, they haven't had a negative experience with a black person. So they're articulating and literally saying to me that reality in real life don't match what they've been taught, what they've been programmed. So if we don't never get out here in the world and they only see us on TV, think about the images on TV of what they see. So we're not out here to dismantle every negative image. We can't take on that responsibility. But we do understand that people do have preconceived notions of how we think, how we talk, how we are, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So if I can't stand it, why would I do it to somebody else? Oh, well, you're just a farmer. Oh, well, you only make 400 pesos a month, so I'm going to treat you shitty. Oh, you didn't graduate from school. Oh, you this religion. I don't do it. So if other people could just, human, you got good ones, you got bad ones in every race, every creed. And so you just try to figure out who's good, who's bad. I don't care if you're straight, gay, in between. None of that matters. It's just about a positive exchange. So I can't figure out why it's so hard for other people to figure out what I figured out. Mm-hmm. Start everybody from square one. You have one bad experience with, like, for instance, remember the guy from Australia that was in Bali on vacation that did the F-boy shit to me? I didn't go over to Australia saying, oh, they about to all be like that. Right? You don't group everybody together based off one experience, one exchange. So when I leave here, I'm not going to say, oh, the German guy and the guy from Belgium and the guy from Amsterdam and the guy, and think that they're all a certain kind of way. Because at the end of the day, they're being manipulated by a master manipulator who happens to own the property. And I told y'all, I understand that everybody wants to be in favor with her. So I see the manipulation, but I also can't allow them to keep on. No matter who started it, who's doing it, they're participating. So now they're done, right? And I listen. They shitting on Bali, y'all. Oh, when you get over there, be careful. And it's going to be this, that, and the third. Ain't nobody got nothing good to say about it.
And we done been there 4 times, so we know what it's like for
I'm
ourselves. Excited,
but you got to shit on it. Mm-hmm. You got to listen to people. If they hear, and this is their paradise, but it's just not our paradise, but what we believe to be our next paradise, you don't have nothing good to say about it. See, that's a hater. They're not happy for you being able to do what it is you can do. But guess what? We don't need them to be happy. We're not seeking validation. We're not. So I said all that to say to y'all, some of these people are your children that do the same shit. Guess what they do? When I was little, you didn't come to the game, or you was on drugs, or you, whatever they talking about that was 20, 30, 40 years ago, to jack you up and make you feel like you got to pay their rent still. And they 42, 32. Then, some of them, it's your parents. Oh, well, you about to go do this and that, and I'm not going. Your grown ass is growner than me. Figure it out. So, you got to be careful. Friends, family, foe. A lot of people got agendas, and it ain't cool. Right? Oh, y'all over there getting healthy, and it must be nice that y'all can. It is nice. Show enough, show right. I'm Bruce Leroy, and this boy, glowing and flowing, and you ain't gonna make me feel bad about it. Oh, well, if you go out of the country, your granny probably might die. And did she not? Well, she was 91 when I left. So if I listen to you, I should have what? Not came? Come on, y'all. You gotta listen to what they saying. Then you gotta listen to what they ain't saying. The landlord, when she met us, oh, at least you guys aren't fat Americans. Are you kidding me? So all Americans is fat, and if we were fat, we paid your punk ass a year in advance, so what? Right? We in Australia. Doug text messaging. Oh, she said on the 16th that you guys didn't pay the utility. Chris sent her the money January 3rd. We send you the money before it's due, but every time on the 16th, she's sending messages about the money and telling other people that we ain't paid. When you been paid early, because guess what? The other people ain't going to ask us if we paid. So if you can make us look like we trifling, low lifes who don't pay our bill, when everybody else paying month to month, we the only ones paid a whole year in advance. So technically, if you want to rank something, shouldn't we be up here? But you insist on trying to paint a fiction, some shit that ain't true. So we can't worry about it. We just can't. It's been some earthquakes, y'all. We get tremors. It's been some volcanic eruptions. We get notification alerts almost every day about these tremors. So this house is 15 years old. So the tremors constantly happening. What do y'all think is happening to the porch? It's starting to buckle. It's starting to lift. This mofo telling people, oh, that generator that they bought, oh, the water bottles are too heavy. She is going to insist that we are damaging the porch. The tile porch. You know the seams? You can see where it's starting to come apart. Anybody ever lived this close to the ocean? Do y'all know how disruptive the salt water is? Do y'all know how harsh this sun is? All materials break up. So instead of the fact that it's 15 years, and no matter who was living here, this porch was going to do what it was doing, she's going to tell everybody that we effed up her property. And I'm just letting you know, we know already. Today, the AC people here fixing one of the units
that we don't even use.
Because Chris' dad is coming for a visit. He gonna be here about 10 days. We already know that room is too hot. So we requested that something that we normally don't use be fixed. Some kind of way, she gonna try to get us to pay for it. Because that's just how she do.
And guess
of course, we didn't break it.
I ain't doing
the
it.
The guy like, it's leaking in the coils and
it's
this
your
and this
responsibility.
And that. Again, this tropical climate, the sun is beaming on everything. So everything is rusting and cracking and patinaing, and the handles, the knobs, the doors don't shut as well. Because again, close proximity to the ocean. If you ain't never lived close, you wouldn't know. But she finds a way to make it, oh, D and Chris. Oh, their garbage stinks. Everybody garbage stink. Forget the fact we got 2 puppies, 2 dogs. Like, so I'm just letting y'all know you can see it. Once you recognize it, you have to treat these people accordingly. You have to push back, right? But I'm not devastated. I'm not broken. I'm not feeling like my healing ain't working. Soul glow, right? The light is bright. The light is beaming, and not everybody wants it. But what you're not going to do is shit on us and make us feel unworthy, unwelcomed, all these things. So, literally, 30 days? I don't know. I think we got about 30 days left. And they want to make that 30 days as hard as possible. So, I know y'all got the same stuff going on in y'all life. I know you got people guilting you and mind effing you into doing too much. And I know you got people that's having tantrums and kicking and screaming the whole way because you didn't find the strength to say no one good time. And I know some of y'all that finally said no one time was beating yourself up about it. And you was feeling bad about it. Well, they don't feel bad when they out here doing all the stupid stuff that make them end up having to ask you in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
So, you deserve to live your authentic life, whatever that is. You deserve to be healthy, right? You deserve to put your reserve into you, the things you need to do, the things you want to do, right? All this having to do for everybody else. So, today is just picking up on yesterday's topic because that's what's happening. We're being manipulated.
Mm-hmm. And Victoria, we already got our next place, so
yeah, we do. Yeah, so there's some people that don't realize that we had a 1-year lease and that we could have decided to stay longer, but 6 months into the thing, we figured out that this is not for us, right? Mm-hmm. But that should be okay. Even our Filipino friends don't feel no kind of way that this is not our end all. They like literally going to get passports because guess what? They come into Bali to visit. We're going to keep the friendship going. So why would these other people feel a certain kind of way? Because this ain't the end all for us. And another thing that I told y'all before, we're not beating ourselves up for trying it. It was dope swimming in the ocean with the turtles. It's just not the end all. Mm-hmm. Today is the first day this video didn't freeze, thank God. How you gonna have home-based businesses and the Wi-Fi is spotty? So there's multiple reasons of why this ended up not being our end all. Mm-hmm. But we don't hate the Philippines. We still might visit from time to time because now we do have people here that we care about. So that's for y'all. Do what you want with it. But again, some of these people are family.
So don't let the people that's trying to manipulate you continue to manipulate you.
Yeah, all the sleight of hand, all the moving parts, had you all not knowing what's coming or going.
Yes, get the strength that you need to go on and attract the people in your life that's worth, your time, your energy, your presence, for sure. Someone mentioned they have anxiety and depression. Sorry that you guys had a lot of comments, and I thank you for the comments. I just didn't want to cut into Dee's flow, but if you do have anxiety and depression, we do have a natural supplement available. If you go to nursechristusa.com, if you go down to the mental health supplements, or it's the depression and anxiety supplements, click on that, and then you can select for depression and anxiety the ultimate complex mushroom. It's not non-psychedelic, all natural, high quality product. And if you, on that particular site, if you put in all caps, Nurse Chris 1010, you can get a discount off your first order.
And guys, like she said, there's no side effects and it works. Like, if you need a stabilizer and if you take it every day, because consistency is key, as we always say, it'll help you out. Because some people are struggling to the point that, yes, you're tuning in, yes, you're listening, but because you're not level, you can't implement anything, right? You might really be needing an aid, and it's okay to need an aid.
And prayers to you, Miss Carol Davis. Definitely.
Sorry for your loss.
Let me see if our weight loss supplement is back in stock. I don't think it is. January is the month that everybody goes to get, these products. So let me see if it's come back.
It's called Liquid Burn, but it's been out of stock for the last couple of days.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to send you a message. I don't think it's back in stock. Just stay tuned for the next couple of days, and I'll do an announcement when it comes back in stock. Okay. All right, but thank you guys so much. Follow if you're not followed. Also, go to our YouTube page. I'm gonna start releasing some content that we haven't released on Facebook on the YouTube page. Let me just see. I believe it's Life with Nurse Chris and Dee. Life with Nurse Chris and DEE.
Carol, when people are grieving, sometimes they can't put aside the animosity or the pettiness, right? And even if you didn't get the call from who you thought you should have got it from, you did get the call, So sometimes you have to, unfortunately, be the bigger person and not add to your burden of the loss. You know what I mean? Focus on grieving because, some stuff just happened in my family and I didn't get 10 calls. But how many calls did I really need to receive the message? I only needed one person to notify me of what happened, and the people who didn't call, imagine how many people they did have to call. And sometimes in families, they do a phone tree where they be like, you call this 5, you call that 5, you call that 5. So I hope that makes sense.
Well, we thank you again. You guys take care of yourself, take your supplements, and remember, health is wealth.
Congratulations, Misty. I'm sending much love and support.
Oh, I didn't see that. So let's stay healthy together. See you soon.
See you soon, guys. Bye-bye.